After creating my new highest potential tier list that I did update for the Season 1 Part 2 update involving and including the likes of Chizuru as well as Yuki, I've gotten some feedback and it's become quite apparent now that I was misjudging a few of the characters in that tier list. We're going to be going over some of the comments I did receive that set me on the straight and narrow path today about a few of these combatants and just how powerful that they are. If you want to go back and check out that video and see exactly what I said about those characters, as well as the criteria of how I rated them, you are free to do so. But I will now start my apology to the players of those characters, as it is only through their valiant efforts to correct me on my opinion of said characters that I was able to do some further research and set myself straight. So due to the one user who commented on Beryl and led me down a rabbit hole of looking at just how powerful Beryl is, even though I had her rated in the high category, which I believe was someone who fulfills a very powerful role and does a great many things, it wasn't enough, and they needed to be in the broken/high tier. This user did comment, I'm not so sure why you're stuck on the fact that Beryl has powerful card draw. Her main draw is at after turn 3, which is 3 turns of setup. For 0 AP, she can help do free damage of 7,000 to 10,000 damage around. And after I saw this comment, I had to immediately leap to my chair, couldn't even respond, and I had to go see what they were talking about. I had never seen a character do 7,000 damage before in my life. And I went and found a nice clip of Beryl. It was like turn 72 against Judas, and she did in fact hit that man for about 10,000 damage and took him to phase 2. So for all the Beryl mains out there who just felt slighted that I said the character was incredibly powerful, had amazing draw potential, and would fit in some of the slower teams that didn't want to take things out immediately on turns 1 or turn 2, and wasn't inherently as broken as some of the other card draw characters or supports like Ray or Veronica or even Nia with the new Forbidden cards, I profusely apologize. And I will look back on this hard and imagine doing 10,000 damage to Judas on turn 72. That set me straight. And the comment from this user about Luke set me on a path of correctness. Commenting, I'm not so sure why you put Luke down in the not quite worth it category, which, as a refresher for those viewing this video, was a category dictated around the fact that the characters in this category could do very powerful things. But a lot of the times, if you took a look at the teams that they were being used with and the partners and combatants in said team, a lot of the times, if you just took that character out of that party and replaced them with someone from a higher tier that had a similar role, so for Luke, a damage dealer, the team would probably just be better if you used someone else in a higher tier. This user commented, I'm not so sure why you do that. Luke has the ability to pop off near infinitely, doing as much or more damage than Mei Lin can on a good day. In which I had to go watch some videos of players utilizing Luke to set me straight. These players had the correct 5-star partner in Janice for him, and they were E6 Luke with 17 Divine Epiphanies in their deck, and they did approximately half the damage in 3 times the amount of turns as a Mei Lin Veronica user who also was using Chizuru with no cards in their deck. And for that, I profusely apologize. I got that wrong once again. Luke is a very powerful character, and he definitely has a spot replacing the Tressa, Cassius, Mika teams. You can see this all over the ladder, that Luke is just as easy to use as some of these other Infinity DPSs, and he does so much more damage and has as equal or even higher potential than these other DPS characters like Mei Lin and Tressa to the point that in the only PvEVP content we have of the leaderboard currently at this point in time, that players are willing to rip apart two powerful teams in the Veronica Malin X team, as well as the Cassius Tressa Mika team, ripping out usually Cassius and Veronica from those two teams to use a Veronica Cassius E6 Luke squad to hit top ranks on the leaderboard. That is why you see them everywhere, because his potential is equal to or higher than these easier to use characters, or so we thought. It was my mistake. Luke is king, and that is why you see him all over said leaderboard. And even though the tier list in said video was only for E0 characters at 5-star, probably put his ass up in T0 and count him as E6. Because everyone knows that when we're doing a tier list, we count one character with the max memory potential awakenings and egos in comparison to everyone else at E0. Oh yes, I do want to apologize to all Renoa users as well. I did put that character at that point in time in that video and left her borderline T0/high. And I think I did in fact leave her in the T0 category. It's my fault. I did not spend enough time at that point in that video recording. To be fair, I desperately had to take a dump, and she should probably be in the high category next to some of the other characters like Kayron as well as Beryl. So she did not get her due time, having her tier reduced by 1 in that video, and I will make amends accordingly to every non-Renoa main in the game, so you can feel better about your main choice in the future. Because everyone knows a gacha game's not a gacha game unless you can shit on somebody's cereal in the morning every day you wake up. To the Amir players and the Amir mains out there, I did get a few comments there, and one user linked me a YouTube video of Amir doing over 117,000 damage in a simulation scenario, in which case I promptly took a look at that video, and even though it was turn 287 and it was a very cool 117,000 damage hit with Amir, I will have to change her from joke category to joke category now, considering that I don't know what you're doing where you're spending over 200 turns playing a game for a 5-second YouTube short, but Amir will be promptly returned and kept in the joke category. I just wanted to apologize to this guy because he's trying to fight the ocean in my comments. Sorry about that. To the Aurelia mains out there, who's next on the chopping block, so to speak, of internet content creation? We've cycled through Luke, we've cycled through Beryl. On the underused characters, how do I make clickbait content? Watch me do something with this character. This user responded, Aurelia should not be that low. I have seen many videos of her replacing Mika in the Mika Cassius Tressa team. She does have a creation that you can use to heal and draw some cards and create shadow daggers. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that happened. I'm happy for you, commenter down there below. The not worth it category definitely doesn't state that you could use someone in this category in a team, but it would probably be better if you just replaced that person in said team with someone from a higher part of the tier list and have equivalent or better results. So for all Aurelia mains out there, which apparently is going to be me soon because I have C1 Aurelia now, I apologize to you as well as to me this holiday season. If you thought we were going to go through all of these pages, no, this is from the other gacha games that I've ever played in my life and been spot on about, but someone's left a sad comment on. I apologize for these as well in this video. If you guys want to see more content like this, you know what to do. It's nice to fight the ocean down there sometimes, like those Amir players. And I'll see you guys in the next one.